Hello, fellow bibliophiles, and welcome back to Blatantly Bookish, and welcome to my Jane Austen July reading vlog. Jane Austen July has gotten off to a really rocky start for me. I've had a lot of personal things come up in my life that have been pretty stressful, but hopefully tonight I will turn that around. I'm gonna have a really cozy Jane Austen July reading night. I have a playlist that I'm going to have going. A playlist for girls who should have been written by Jane Austen. It's kind of a really fun title, and I'll link the playlist below. It's just a lot of really classical music to help you get in the Regency spirit. First up for the evening, I am going to light myself a calming candle and get started with one of my favorite face masks. This is made by Blatantlybookish Superfood Skincare. And I just got it off Amazon, and I call it my Alphaba face mask because it turns my face green, just like Alphaba from Wicked. Now that I have my Alphaba mask on, let's read some Pride and Prejudice while it's setting. So hopefully you can hear me over the playlist. Obviously, my alarm went off and I'm no longer that lovely shade of green, but I'm really enjoying Pride and Prejudice. I'm very, very behind because I squeezed Persuasion into the beginning of the month. Yes, so I'm up to the part in Pride and Prejudice where Elizabeth and Lydia and the rest of the sisters are all visiting Mrs. Phillips' house with Mr. Collins and Mr. Wickham. Quite a bunch they have there, and I'm just so amusing. I absolutely love this book, and I'm paying particular attention to card scenes in this read because I'm doing a whole video on cards in Jane Austen. I'm not going to talk that much about cards themselves, but I have an idea to teach myself a card game. I was hoping for whist, but I believe that's a 4-player game, and I only have myself and my husband, so we'll see how that goes. Right, so I got some yogurt covered pretzels because why not? But I did just want to point out one really interesting passage. So Wickham is bad-mouthing Mr. Darcy, or sort of feeding into Elizabeth's predispositions on him, and he says a lot of things that we know to be complete nonsense once you know Darcy and you know Wickham. But he does say something which is very accurate. The world is blinded by his fortune and consequence, or frightened by his high and imposing manners, and sees him only as he chooses to be seen. It's just such an interesting passage that Wickham really understands how the Regency world works. Because of Darcy's consequence and social status, he puts on this front, and he shows people only one aspect of him, the aspect he wants to be noticed. But there is more to him than that persona that he puts on, and the same can go for many other people in the era. And I just find it so interesting that Wickham really understands this and really understands the idea of the character you portray as being a facade. And of course, it makes a lot of sense because he has the biggest facade of all. He seems to be this genuine, well-off person who has been hurt by Darcy, and yet, if we've read the rest of the book, we know Wickham's true character to be quite different than he lets on. Guys, the Persuasion movie is so bad. It is so bad that I decided that the only way I was going to be able to get through it was to purchase a digital version of the 1995 version of Persuasion to watch after I finish. I could have a very long rant about this movie, but I'm going to spare you that in this vlog, and perhaps I will regale you with that another time in another video, or perhaps I will just watch Claudia's rant review and like the heck out of it. We'll see. So it's a new day and one of the last few days of Jane Austen July. I'm so sad that the month is almost over, and apologies for being terrible at vlogging as per usual. I don't know how some people make a vlog every single week and film something every single day. I simply cannot. But I'm just really excited because a book that I have been eagerly awaiting has just arrived, Infamous by Lex Croucher. I read Reputation by Lex Croucher last month or the month before and absolutely loved it. I think it has a really fun Regency vibe, but also a very modern rom-com vibe, and I really enjoyed it. I think it made a lot of very smart choices, and so I'm excited for Infamous. This one promises to be just as exciting based on the back. It has different characters, but seems to have that same vibe and the same time period. It's about a tomboy, and the back promises a renowned poet and rival to Lord Byron, as well as a Gothic estate in the countryside, eccentric artists, and pure hedonism. Sounds like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to read it, but alas, it will not be in a Jane Austen July wrap-up. This will probably be a book best saved for August. So I hope you guys have enjoyed Jane Austen July. What have been some of the favorite things that you've read, and what have been some of your favorite Jane Austen July experiences? Please let me know in the comments down below, and there will be a formal Jane Austen July wrap-up, of course. But until then, I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!